The first feeling you feel is excitement, expansive energy, and then the thought right after that is like, oh, but what if this? That little thought is fear. Wise Tribe, what's the vibes? A book of Wise Tribe. What's the vibes? Happy Wise Wednesday. What's up, you guys? If you're returning, thank you so much. You know I love your energy and I'm so grateful for your time. And if you're new, what's good? What's the vibes? I'm Shariya Wise. I'm a being who creates to inspire high vibrational and high frequency living. So as I actively create my perception of heaven on earth, I share what I can and we evolve and get better together. Yes, ma'am? So, okay, today we are clearly talking about how we can know between intuition versus fear. I've come a long way on my journey and have evolved my state of being from being completely untrustworthy of myself, not knowing whether I'm moving from fear, moving from intuition, and kind of just moving without any intention, to being in a space where I literally trust myself so much. I'm easily able to identify a thought, a feeling, a state of being as fear-based or intuition, love, heart, gut feeling based, right? And so I really want to share some ideas and tips that can also help you on your journey and trigger some evolution within you. Okay, so let's get right into it. So for me, when I'm making a decision or if I have a thought and I have to decipher for myself, is this coming from fear or is this coming from intuition? I literally give myself a body scan and I will make sure that I'm in a fully grounded, calm, and peaceful state of being and I'm not overstimulated in any kind of way. And I'll be honest with how I'm feeling and I'll acknowledge how I feel and then I'll affirm to ensure that I am grounded. I'm fully grounded, present in my body. I'm not moving from anxiety. I'm not moving from over emotion. I'm moving from a very balanced place, first and foremost. Another thing that I really ensure to do before I make any big decisions or whether I'm trying to decipher fear from intuition, I will recite to myself, remind myself, and tell the energies within and without of me to help me feel present, help me be in my body in a state of being where my mind is with my body and I am present, right? I'm not making a decision with my state of being in the future. I'm not making a decision in the present with my state of being in the past. I'm making a decision in the present with my state of being, mind with my body in the present. Now, the next thing I literally do is ask myself. I'll ask myself internally, is this decision, is this action, is this feeling triggered from an evolved version of myself, a healed version of myself, or an unhealed, more inner child fear-based version of myself? I'll ask myself that question and I'll literally just sit with myself, right? We want to make sure that we're not rushing when we're making decisions and we have different thoughts. We're not rushing to act on it. More so, we are coming to ourselves to ask ourselves where this thought, this decision, this action is stemming from before we act on that thought or decision, or you know what I'm saying? Now, another reason that is so important to remain present and to ensure that you're in a fully present and grounded state of being is because we have to really analyze our state of being and responses, our very first responses to the thoughts and actions that we have, right? Because a lot of times, this is a good example. There'd be times where I have this brilliant idea that I want to take action on, and my first initial feeling in my body is excitement and joy and the feeling of expansion within me. And then there's another thought immediately after that, a very small thought with that small little voice. You know that little voice, right? A little voice that will say the opposite of what I just felt in my body, right? And so those little thoughts are usually fear-based thoughts, ego-based thoughts, human-based thoughts. When I say ego-based, I mean human-based thoughts of fear, worry, doubt, right? Of unhealed versions of yourself trying to save you and keep you safe from the unknown, right? And so it's always good to make sure that we're present so that we can analyze how we're feeling in that very moment, right? Because if the first feeling you feel is excitement, expansive energy, the feeling of a fresh start, a new beginning, when you have that initial thought or action or what have you, and then the thought right after that is like, oh, but what if this? And oh, nah, that can't happen. Or bitch, you ain't gonna do that. If that's the little thought that happened right after that immense gratitude feeling that you just felt, that expansive feeling that you just felt, that little thought is fear. Okay, now very cliche, right? but gut feelings are real. I actually just posted a video, and in that video I stated that we have to take care of our gut because our gut is our second brain. And then I had one of my followers comment under, and she was like, actually your gut is your first brain, but okay. And I had to agree with her. You know what I'm saying? I had to agree with her because your gut really does give you so much insight onto the energies that are around you, the energies that you're feeling. Your gut acts as a navigation for you to decipher how you can move in certain situations. Gut feelings are real. Your body, your gut really does speak to you, but we have to, allow ourselves over time through healing, shadow work, mindfulness, to be connected to our being so that we can feel, acknowledge, trust, and act accordingly to the gut feelings that we are feeling. Tap in with yourself and ask your body, what is your gut telling you? That is not cliche. It sounds cliche, but it's really not. It's really a thing. Okay, you have to trust your gut. What is your gut telling you? You know what your gut is telling you. That first feeling you have before you had any other little voices coming to deter you or negate or protect you from the unknown, right? What did your body tell you, right? Is it also another thing is heart-based feelings? Is this a feeling that is coming from, not even a feeling, but when you're taking an action, right? This is not even in my notes, but it just came to me. When you're taking an action or you are deciphering whether a thought, a feeling is from fear or intuition, is it a heart-based feeling? Is it a feeling that is coming from love? Right? So that kind of adds to when I said ask yourself, is this coming from an unhealed version of myself, or is this coming from a more evolved version of myself? Also ask yourself, is this coming from my heart center, coming from love and light, or is this coming from an ego-based energy? Fear, worry, doubt, jealousy, comparison, or what have you. Now, this here is so powerful for me, okay? When you're making a decision, right, and you want to ensure that you are fully making that decision from an intuitive, evolved state of being and not an unhealed, traumatized state of being, you want to literally ask yourself, is this decision, is this thought, is this action in alignment with the best version of myself? Is this a thought that the best version of myself would have? Is this an action that the best version of myself would take? Or is this more in alignment with a past version of myself that I have evolved from? Ask yourself that question. I promise you, you will answer yourself back and you will know. Okay, but you just gotta ask yourself questions and tap in with yourself. And the last thing, of course, because you know my body, the last thing that I'm going to share, the last tip that I have in the journey of trusting yourself, deciphering intuition versus fear is, and if you know me, you already know what I'm about to say, keep up with your mindfulness practices, because it really is also muscle memory. The more that you tap in with yourself, and I'll put a few mindfulness videos down in the description, but the more that you allow yourself to come to yourself and you observe your thoughts, not control, but observe your thoughts, and you see where you're at, and then you speak life into yourself with affirmations, right? And then you listen to intentional music, and then you have music meditations that I'm going to share at the end. You have so many different ways of mindfulness that allows you to bring your state of being and vibration into alignment with peace, calm, peace of mind, your perception of the best version of yourself, right? The more that you allow yourself to take these different actions of mindfulness, the more you are literally bringing your timeline where you currently are now in alignment and in vibrational alignment, and your state of being in vibrational alignment with the more evolved, healed, confident, self-trusting, knowing whether it's intuition versus fear easily version of yourself, right? And it's just with consistency and muscle memory. And it's not consistency in a way it's like, oh, I have to do this or else. It's more so consistency of, wow, I get the privilege of building my mental capacity, building my emotional state of being, spiritual state of being, physical state of being, what have you. I have the opportunity and the privilege to do this. So I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity to evolve my state of being, right? And that's why we stay consistent with it, right? But it's so important to stay consistent with your mindfulness practices, because you know what? When I first started mindfulness, intentionally intentionally taking mindfulness actions and creating a mindfulness routine in 2018, I had to start somewhere. It's definitely not as evolved as I am now, right? But I had to grow and I had to start somewhere, right? And so the version of myself in 2018, when I was still taking intentional actions, and me being consistent in those intentional actions has built me up and evolved me to be the version of myself that I am now. And trust me, I had to do these mindfulness actions to change myself, because I was not raised to be as confident and self-knowing and evolved as I am. I wasn't raised to be this way. I raised myself to be this way. And mindfulness allows you to raise yourself, reprogram your mind, right? And inevitably, just trust yourself enough and be so connected with yourself to instantly know when you have a feeling, idea, thought that is more in alignment with fear or more in alignment with intuition. Because the more evolved you get doesn't mean that you don't have these feelings or ideas, but you can easily identify where it's coming from and you can choose to give life to it or not. All right, and I'm done. I think that was the quickest Wise Wednesday I ever felt. Yes, ma'am. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here. And I really want to hear from you too. Like, what are some things that you do for yourself or you have done for yourself, or that you have heard of other people doing for themselves that really allow you, I should say, to be more in a state of being where you can easily identify this is fear or this is intuition, right? How were you able to come to the state of being where you trust yourself, right? How were you able to trust yourself more? Please share. I have to learn from you. We have to learn from each other, okay? And if you made it to the end of this video, let me get a camera emoji in the comments just so I can know how many people are making it to the end of these videos. It's so important for me, you guys. I want to make sure that my videos are reaching as many people as possible, because you know what? This evolution and these downloads and this consciousness is real, and we creating heaven on earth together. Okay, so you guys, I have so much resources down in the description. Also, I have my Sis You a Bad Bitch music meditation to raise your bad bitch vibrations. It's such a unique music meditation that will allow you to naturally harness both your masculine and feminine energies to have the perfect balance for you to create your perception of heaven on earth. And it's so easy because it's music and it's so versatile. You could do it anywhere. You could do it with your kids. You could do it in the shower. You could do it on your way to work. It doesn't matter. You can literally do it anywhere. It's a very efficient 7-minute meditation that goes by like that because you enjoy it, and the more you do it, the more impactful it gets. Also, I am currently building my website, ShariyaWise.com. So in the moment of me filming this, I'm still creating other digital products aside from the Sis You a Bad Bitch music meditation to really just help us have resources to embody the best version of ourselves and live heaven on earth. But I am going to just still share it now. Definitely check it out. Sign up for my email subscriptions, because once I have more things available, and once I have just like updates on my personal life as well, if I just want to send you a quick little love letter to your email and I will not blow your email up, definitely subscribe to the email list and join the Wise Tribe. Cause we the vibe, okay? Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm not gonna keep you any longer. I love you, I love you, I love you. Keep up with your mindfulness practices. And yeah, I love you, all right? Until my next video, I'll see you soon. Mwah!